welcome to No Bullshit Podcast.
Yo, what up? It's your boy Slim from the Some Chances podcast.
And we're collaborating. I don't know why I started off. I should have said my name. I don't know why I said the podcast. It's Cabbage. I
It's
apologize.
weird. It's kind of weird, right? That like it's our own podcast, and yet we continue to do both of them together. But we like this is mine though, and that one's
Right,
yours. You know?
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I also plan on doing different things aside from, like, not
I
different things,
agree.
but different
I
episodes.
agree. Yeah, I've done my own.
I just haven't been able to get as many people in on it because like I wanted to get Trace on some recordings, but he's been busy. There's been some reasons why he can't record, but
Yeah, I
um,
got you. I got
I
some
mean,
people too. Yeah. Yeah, I don't
but
know if it'll be with you or not with you, but either way. But I mean,
yeah, exactly. Like
I've
it
done
should.
my own single things as well, so.
Well, like me and Trace have stories where I don't know about singles because like I suck, but like me and Trace have
Yeah, you're
stories.
nervous.
Yeah, I understand, but like pizza frisbee, which I won't get into, but like I have dumb shit like with Trace that we've done that I
No,
think it would be great stories.
I get it.
But
I've been trying to tell Daniel to get in on it for a while
and I need his
because it's
like
the
I
same
don't need
thing.
his perspective because I could tell it on my own, but it's not as good without two perspectives. I feel.
I have no desktop audio, Joseph.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Damn. Well, I got it. Don't worry.
Okay.
That's the gang shit of having two people record.
I agree. I'm just wondering why I don't, but I'll figure it out later.
Yes, sir.
So at this point, I don't even need to record on my computer.
Not really. I mean,
Look at
it's
that. He's got extra content. Extra content.
extra content game. Game. I said gang. Whatever.
Gang,
Um,
gang.
um, yeah, extra content. Damn. Um, our preface on starting this before though
Whoa,
was
whoa, whoa,
the
whoa, whoa,
fact that
whoa. Check out our OnlyFans. Sorry.
check out our OnlyFans. I don't.
Yeah, I'm telling the crowd.
I'm under 18, bro.
Oh, well, check out my OnlyFans. Taints and buttholes. Taints and buttholes.
Taints
Um,
and buttholes. I
yeah,
really
and
feel
then
like that's an actual OnlyFans.
it's mine, but check out the
It's mine.
Patreon. Check out the Patreon. We got extra content. It actually doesn't exist, but
Yeah, neither
it
does the OnlyFans, but it's okay.
that's a lie as well.
Yeah.
So go ahead. We preface this by what?
Oh, we preface this like the start of this podcast by saying we don't know what we're talking about, and if somebody asks the question, "What are we gonna talk about?" I feel like it kind of makes your mind race and like race for answers, and then question yourself, and then whether or not that's good enough to talk about.
I
So,
agree.
so then like you kind of off.
I agree. I think our best ones and even my best ones have been little to no real planning, and I'll kind of just start recording and then go, oh, okay. The first couple that I did were just stories, right? So it was just, oh, you know what? And I've listened to them, and you'll hear it, and it'll be like, wow, what else am I gonna say? Oh yeah, this one time, and then I'll just kind of shoot into it, and then normally every story or topic or whatever it may be brings up more things. You know what I mean? That gets said, and it just
Right.
expands on its own. Where it would be weird. I felt the same way like with my stand up. So like when I first did my first stand up, I tried to like write out the jokes and just have like a preset joke where it's like, "Hey, did you know? So this is it. Haha."
You kind of have to
And
roll with the
you
like the flow. You
definitely have to
can't
roll with it. You definitely
like
have to roll with it.
yeah, you
Yeah.
can't really like write out a script, I think. You can, but you have to I don't know. It has to be like an authentic script. It's a little weird.
So my second one, all I did was just write down topics, and that one went a lot better because I just had some. I mean, same thing I do on here. Really, I just pull it out of my ass, but I'll just think of something and I know the story. I don't need a written copy of the story.
Right. Right, 'cause
But
you experienced.
I did have to. what I did on the second one is I was riding around. I would ride around in my truck at the time, and I would just talk about the story to myself even. I would just be like, ah, dot, dot, dot. And then I'd go over it and I'd go over it and I'd go over it and I'd try to find the funniest parts and ways to say it and ways I wanted to say it, and kind of have like a preface thing. So it's like once you get up there, you're not just lost or
Right.
even just repeating a story because just because a story has a funny part to it doesn't make it a joke. So there's a way you have to craft it. You know what I mean? If you're going to go
Right.
tell a joke on stage. This is a little different because the whole point is to expand. You know what I mean?
Right. But the only
Yeah,
problem with that, in my opinion, is like if you hear a joke so many times, you begin to think it's unfunny. And like if
I
you
agree.
think that joke is unfunny because you've heard, like told it to yourself so many times, then you're not gonna tell it, even though if it could be a good joke. You know what I mean?
Oh, I don't think it works like that. So I think it's at least in my opinion, I think it actually works the other way around. So for
Really?
the comedian's whole job is actually to kind of workshop the joke. Like that's what they do. Every touring comedian, what they do is they go to clubs, they tell their jokes, they harness their jokes to the fucking fullest extent, and then they go shoot their specials, and then those jokes are now throwaways.
Right.
And not only that, when they're doing that, when they go on their run, they specifically go to this town, this town, this town, this town. They never hit the same town twice with the same joke.
Right,
Don't get me
'cause it's not
wrong.
gonna hit the same people.
Don't get me wrong. There's multiple shows in that town. They might put on 5 shows within the week that they're there. But at that
Right.
point, if the people do pay for all 5 tickets, I mean, they know that it's going to be, you know what I mean? It's going to be the same content.
Right.
But they're not coming back in 2 months and hitting the same town again because people would expect, oh, Joe Rogan's coming back. Okay, he's got a new set. Well, no, it's been 2 months. Their whole period is workshopping it for a year or two, and then they put it out as a mastered piece on, whatever, Netflix,
Right.
YouTube.
I don't know if it's me then, 'cause like I guess I judge my like I don't know, judge
But
myself.
you've
That sounds
told
ugly.
jokes,
But
you've
like
told jokes to people, and then it's the same thing. If you have an experience, you would probably go to like I'm not saying whatever order or whatever. I'm just saying you might tell me and you might tell dad and you might tell your mom and you might tell your friend
right.
and at no point because it was a funny experience or a sad experience or whatever the experience was, it doesn't get any less sad. I mean, I guess it could a little bit, but th- it's the newness of that experience and whatever element it is, funny or not for the person that's experiencing it for the first time, not exactly for you.
Fair enough.
But you get what I mean?
Yeah, I got you.
But it doesn't prevent you from sharing that to the next person because even to you, it still creates a bit of newness because it's the new telling to this person. So
Right.
you get to see a new person's reaction to your experience.
Fair enough.
Yeah. But yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
Wow. I showed my
Yeah.
girlfriend that turtle yesterday.
The video?
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
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 That is phenomenal. And yeah, I mean, he's a god. He's a god. Do you ever watch The Internship?
No, I did not.
You definitely should. It's hilarious.
Yeah,
It's a
I
really
haven't
good
seen
movie.
it.
Yeah.
The my textbook. I couldn't remember what I
Yes.
was thinking. My textbook's name
Yes.
was Owen Wilson. And for people who are watching and they're like, "Oh, he named his textbook." No, I did not actually. My teacher did.
Yep.
Um, Captain Geimer, shout out. I still have him this
Shout
year,
out.
but it's a different class, so I don't have my textbook anymore. Rip Owen Wilson. Um, but
Rip Owen. No, no, no.
well,
Owen Wilson is still
he's
alive.
not
Owen
dead.
Wilson is still
He's
alive.
still alive. I'm so sorry. The textbook is still alive too, but like I meant Rip because I don't own him anymore. Like he's put away. Um, but like instead of naming the textbooks like AP 123 like as a number and then like they assigned it to a child, they assigned them
Right.
Owen Wilson or Charles Manson or I think one was Jeffrey Dahmer and then we had like O.J. Simpson. So yeah, and it's to create a bond with the textbook and it
Have you
apparently makes you
seen
learn more.
Have you seen OJ Simpson on Twitter?
I don't look at OJ Simpson Twitter. We'll pull it up right now though.
Hello, Twitter world.
All right, I'm googling it right now.
This guy
OJ Simpson
unofficially
Twitter.
killed two people. Now, he
Allegedly. We'll use
he was
allegedly.
acquitted. He was acquitted. However, let's be honest.
If the gloves don't
Um,
fit, we must
you
acquit.
must acquit, and I have to take a shit. I
And if
something.
at NFL Week 2,
I don't know. It doesn't matter.
if it looks like a duck and it quacks like a duck, it's it's at a Giants.
And the funny thing is, if you read his comments on any of his posts, there's almost always people putting gun emojis in the
Are you
or
serious?
not gun
I
emojis,
have to
knife
sign
emojis,
in. I have to
knife
sign in. Hold
emojis.
on, I'll transition. Poosh.
Okay, okay.
I don't even have a Twitter. I'm about to make a whole ass Twitter just for this.
Ooh,
I don't think I should do this. I don't like Twitter. Twitter's
maybe
so
you
bad.
shouldn't. Maybe you shouldn't. It was just something I was bringing up. It's just funny.
No, no, no. I meant like I. Oh, I can look at them. We're good. We're good. Okay. I pulled up the comments without actually having to get a Twitter account. We're good now.
Are
I
there
don't
knife
see. I
emojis?
don't see any. No. We're
Damn.
going on to the next one.
You're telling me I'm lying? Fuck.
Oh, knife emojis.
Hey,
I
hey,
All
I
right,
told
we're going
you.
to the
I
next
told you.
one. We're going to the next one. Look good, look good. I still don't see any.
Damn
There's
it.
not as many as I would. Oh, knife.
I'm just saying. I'm just
at,
saying.
at Howard
Have you ever?
Stern. No, look. At Howard Stern was talking about your Twitter videos yesterday. It was killer. Please go on at Howard Stern and at Stern Show. Your life. Your life view is inspiring to so many men who hate women. Let's find Nicole and Ron's killer.
Oh, dude, he did a thing and he said, "I don't feel safe in Los Angeles." And they go, "Why?" He goes, "'Cause the guy that killed him is still out there."
I saw that.
He's a troll.
Yeah, I saw
He's a
that.
troll. And not only that, he did an interview with a lady, right? He does an interview with a lady, and it was the weirdest thing. And then after they get done talking or in between or something, OJ goes and hides around a corner. And when the interview lady comes around the corner, he's holding a knife and he goes, ah, ha, 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 ha. It's, dude, it's the weirdest thing you've ever seen. It is the weirdest thing you've ever seen.
Oh my
He,
god. Yeah, I found more knife
and then
emojis.
And if I'm not wrong, I'm pretty sure he wrote a book that said if I would have done
Yeah,
it.
yeah, he did.
So
That if I'm pretty sure there was a book. I did it. No, or it was like if I did it, but the if was really small.
yeah,
But it
yeah, that's exactly what it was.
if I
That's
did
exact.
it is a book by O.J. Simpson and Pablo blah blah blah. Puts forth a historical or hypothetical. I don't know why I said historical. Hypothetical description of the murders of Nicole Brown
Historical.
Simpson. Wow.
Wow.
I thought it was written by somebody else. I'm pretty sure somebody wrote this book
Well, the other
and
thing
then like
is he can't get money off of the book. The only way he still has money is because they can't touch his NFL pension. Otherwise, he got sued by their family in civil court and
oh,
lost.
that might have been what I was thinking then. Maybe he just doesn't have the rights to the money.
Yeah, I think that I don't even know if it was able to go out, but if it did go out, they took all of his money that they could take.
Okay.
Or at least to my knowledge. I just know that they were saying he was going to be fined because of his NFL pension and they can't touch that. But yeah, anyways, hello Twitter world. He's funny. His video, I mean, obviously, he killed
Yeah,
two people, but allegedly.
allegedly.
Allegedly. He might not have, who knows. But he probably did. But
He probably did.
he probably did. He's right up there with that other guy that we can't name because if I name him, we can't do a podcast. He's a silly goose. He's a silly goose.
Don't say
So
that, man.
what? This is now a reference that people don't know about because it's in the lost
Yeah,
tapes
but
that they
a
can't
few
see.
people know about it, Sean.
Three people, three people. But to be honest, one of those is definitely me, at least. So
Oh, well,
two
one
people,
of
and
them isn't me, and one of them are like,
actually, I showed my girlfriend today on our ride home from Orlando, St. Augustine, and I got a couple chuckles, and
oh,
specifically,
my girlfriend laughed. She just said it was very, very distasteful, and I should never upload that if I want a job.
look, man, what kind of people do you want in your life, Joey? Do you want people that are going to promote you, or do you want people that are going to hold you back? This is my
Hey,
question, okay?
listen.
What
All I'm saying is I'm pretty sure she's promoting me because I think I would have lost any job interview if they would have looked up no bullshit podcast and found my
what? No,
found my
no,
website
what?
and they see episode 3 is a good guy.
But what you're not, I like that. I like the censoring. So what you're not understanding though, what if we blow up off of that one podcast, Joseph? What if that becomes our fucking takeoff podcast? We get
Bro,
sponsors.
I understand, but like my
We
sponsor
could get
doesn't even
Easy
pay me
Bake.
right now.
We
Speaking
could
of,
get we could get Easy Bake Oven as a sponsor.
yo, speaking of current sponsors, technisport.com. Use code Descendant for
TechniSport.com.
10% off.
Use code Descendant.
Wait, I was wrong. I'm so sorry. technisportusa.com. I
Yep.
forgot they changed it. It's on
USA.com.
the screen. You can see it. Fucking copy
It's on
that
the
shit.
screen. Pay attention.
Fucking
Jeez.
pay attention. Don't listen to me. Watch the screen.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could definitely get Easy Bake Oven. That's also if they don't know what the podcast was about, that means nothing. However, that joke is distasteful in and of itself. If they knew, if they
I didn't even
if
get
they
it
knew.
until now. That's the worst part.
What? You
Oh
just got it?
no.
You just got it.
Yeah. I thought you were
Okay.
just randomly saying easy bake oven, and I thought that was great. Like, let's cook us some cookies, bro.
No, I
No,
think
that's
about it. No, no, I think about everything I say before I say it.
wow. That was great.
That
Oh
was
my
good, right?
god,
That was good, right?
dude, that was so big brain. I didn't get it.
Hey, look, man. Sometimes the jokes are layered, you know?
Bro, that was a cake, and it was a wedding cake. That's all I'm saying. 20 tears. Yo, did you watch the German Ninja Turtle commercial Reggie sent you?
I did not. How did you watch it?
I
You looked it
googled it.
up? Oh,
No,
you
no,
looked it up.
I saw it. I saw it on Instagram, but then I googled it after to show my girlfriend.
Oh, okay.
But go on YouTube and Google that and watch it real quick. I'm gonna do it for the
Oh,
stream.
you know what? I think I did see it, but I will look it up.
Is it the pickle one?
Actually, I'm gonna look it up on my phone.
Pickle commercial.
It'll
I'm
be
gonna do it for the
easier.
stream so they could see as well.
All right. Can we do that?
Yeah, I'm sure. Whatever. I mean, it's banned, right? It's a YouTube video. We can react to the content, right? It's like 30 seconds.
Can we, or are we taking their content and
We're
like,
reacting to it, so that's
is that what it
that's
is?
yeah, that's react videos, so it's our own like content.
Do I need sound?
I have it. I'm recording.
Okay, I understand, but I'm saying, do I need the sound to appreciate the?
No, not really. All right, we're playing it for the podcast.
That was good. That was funny. That was funny. They're silly gooses for that. That was good. Funny. Oh
Bro,
man.
I don't know if I can eat pickles anymore.
I like pickles
I don't know if I can eat pickles anymore.
and pickle juice. You ever just drank some pickle juice?
No, I don't like pickle juice.
I love it.
Really?
I love it. It makes my
See,
heart feel
it's a,
good.
I don't know. It's a little I don't know. It's like too vinegary.
Okay.
It's I don't know. It's not like a drink per se to me. Like I can just drink that.
Yeah, but pickle juice a day keeps crackheads away. That's what they say, you know?
That's I've heard that saying more than 10 times at least
If you
in my
haven't
life.
heard that saying, you didn't grow up in Bradenton, you know what I mean?
Fair enough.
So drink pickle juice. Sponsored by whatever pickle brand you want. Just drink the fucking juice, man.
I don't
Jeez.
even know a pickle brand. The one with
Dill,
the pelican.
obviously.
Is
The
dill
Pelican is Vlasic.
Yeah, but is dill an actual brand?
I think dill is a brand
I
and a
I
type.
Oh, really? Okay.
I'm almost certain. But there's
I'm googling it.
Vlasic. I remember those.
Dill pickle. I don't think it's a brand. Are you thinking about Mount Olive? I think you might be thinking about Mount Olive. I don't think that's a brand. I think that's just a type of pickles.
You might be right.
I think so. I googled it, but who knows? What you doing there, bud?
I'm sorry.
See, this is so fucking unprofessional podcast.
I agree. I
Like
agree, but sometimes
talking
you have
about
to
me
be
eating.
unprofessional. Oh, that was good. You should clip this. You should
Yeah.
clip this. If you have like the time and the effort, clip it out and just talk shit about me. But to be honest, sometimes you have to take your personal life and make it more important than something that you're not even willing to release an episode for. Okay? So I mean, if we really want to talk about a podcast, ask them where the fucking lost episode is. If
Hey,
we really want to
whatever.
talk about a podcast, ask them where the fucking lost episode
So
is.
the question is, do I release this as episode 4 because that was episode 3?
I mean, you
And
do you. I have
but
a certain list already. So
what
unfortunately,
what
I'm already
what I'm getting at is, do I skip it like as a number, or
no,
do I keep it?
no, yes,
Like,
definitely.
so 1, 2, 4, and then people
So
are gonna
I
be like, "Where's number 3?" And
yes,
and like it'll
yes.
confuse people. But like
No,
at
I
the
don't think
same,
so at all. It's gonna
like
get
it's
like that as you
missing.
go. There's gonna be shit that we do, I think, and I mean, obviously, I've done some of my own. I have at least 5 episodes that are episodes. I did them. I did them in an order, and I'm choosing not to release them. So they are unreleased episodes, but they are episodes. So to me, it's episode 1 through I think 20 now, and four or
You
five of them are just lost tapes that people don't have the.
Right, but like, do you have the like it numbered completely on YouTube? So like it's
Yes.
1 through 20, you posted 20 things.
Yes, but they can't see the other ones because they're private, obviously. So it
Oh,
does.
so you posted
So
them for your own personal thing on YouTube. You're not just keeping them on your
they're
computer.
posted, but I have them on private. Yeah,
Okay,
so
I
nobody.
got you.
I have to give you allowance to see them.
I got you.
But
Yeah.
I think you're a moderator on my thing anyway, so you can do it if you want to.
Can I really?
I believe so,
Yo, gang shit.
but I might be wrong.
Who
If so,
knows?
I know I can make you one because I was looking at it the one day I was messing with it. I just haven't.
Yeah, I remember that. I just, yeah, who knows?
Yeah. Um, so yeah, I mean, I'm doing that anyway. I thought about it the other way, and I'm just not doing the episodes that I did justice just because I'm too much of a wimp to put them out. They were still a moment, and if I continue to do this, I mean, I don't know. I'm not forgetting them.
Oh,
I don't
no,
know.
I'm not like I have them on my computer. I'm just not gonna like post them on the internet,
I
'cause
understand.
yeah. Oof. Oof.
Some of us have balls, you know.
Hey,
I'm in it for the
Fair
laughs.
enough.
That's all.
I
I mean,
hey
to be
I
honest,
hey listen, it was funny, but
it was fucking hilarious,
it
Joseph.
was it was funny. It got
It
laughs. Like
it was the
I showed it
funniest
to a few
shit.
of my good friends that I could trust, and they thought it was great and funny. But however, I got a few like yo like
Yo, there's always gonna be haters. And do you not think
I
people
understand. I'm not saying, but like you got to understand like as I get older and probably you get older as well cuz like you're not much older than I am. You're not going to have to worry about this as much as me probably. But looking for a job, they're probably going to check like all of your shit on social media, and it's not that hard to find and track all the shit that's connected to your accounts. And if they find the No Bullshit podcast connected to my name and Cabbage397, which is my gamer tag on Xbox, it it's pretty
but
easy to find.
don't you say
So
wild shit on your streams and don't you say wild shit in
that's
your
yeah, but
like
it's deleted. It's
when you're
deleted.
playing the game? I
It's
gotcha.
it's deleted after 30 days. So
I
like
gotcha.
whoever's
But
watching the stream gets to view that, but 30 days is there. Like they can't
I
they can't pull up that information unless they buy that from Google, and they're not a company's not gonna go and buy that from to get the information. They're just gonna go get like a $20 background check online that checks all your social media platforms, and then
is that what a background check does?
no, not like specifically like the background check checks all your shit, like make sure you have felonies and everything. But like there's social media like platform searchers out there that you can find to see what social medias are connected to email addresses. And certain ones you have to pay for. If you can find the right ones, you don't have to sometimes. But it's a little weird. It's like a reverse email address lookup, kinda, is what I was referring to. But a background check's kind of more like a legal thing, I'm pretty sure.
So, is social media screening legal? The short answer is yes, but it has to be done correctly. If you're tasked with making hiring decisions and you decide to look at an applicant's social media activity on your own, you're opening yourself up to potential problems such as discrimination lawsuits.
Yeah, but you think they could say that they're
In
discriminate, or you think we could sue them for discrimination because we discriminated against some people?
in recent years, more employers have started conducting social media background checks where most background check processes focus on criminal history, educational credentials, or past work history. Social media background checks focus on what a candidate does online, obviously. But so my thing would be, I guess technically speaking, right, if you have like I guess I've posted shit where I guess they could find it on my Facebook, but I don't have my name on my YouTube account. So
Yeah, but your face is there. But did you make a new email for it?
no, but so YouTube releases my email, like they can look up my
I'm.
email and it's gonna pop up on my YouTube page.
It's possible to find it. Yes. It doesn't.
Ok-
It doesn't pop up like publicly. Like you can't go on like Jacksepticeye's page and go to about. But like it's possible to find that information.
Okay, I mean, I guess I'm not saying it's not. I don't know, man. At this point, it's like, and to be honest, I have shit, and I guess nobody's
I
ever
mean,
done it.
you're posting
But
all of this public, so I mean,
no, no,
it's
no, I
like,
understand. But what I'm saying is, I have shit that I posted on my Facebook page that I've looked back on because it'll show you memories.
oh yeah, like 10 years ago, they're probably not gonna like really care about that. Like,
Do
eh,
you think so?
no, because I think I think I think the distinction would be like, especially with like maybe like the FBI, like if you're getting hired by them, and they see that like you have a picture of you smoking weed or some shit like on a porch on your Facebook, they're not gonna hire you because they don't want like drug history or whatever. You know what I mean? But
Right.
like like a normal job like Google, and you have that picture. I don't think they're gonna like. I think the distinction would be the line like between when you were a young dumb idiot just chilling and like having fun or doing whatever you were doing, and then like the professional person that you are, like that you changed into and developed. Like if they can see us like a change, like a line where like you drew, where like you kind of like stopped like the dumb shit on social media. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like they can see the development from a teenager to like an actual like adult that has a job.
It's actually just weird that they would even make that distinction. Like, how did they get to? I mean, I guess that makes sense because I would do that personally, but at the point that you're gonna say, all right, these are things that we don't deem acceptable. I don't know. To be honest, most of the shit that I've said in these podcasts probably like most of them haven't been acceptable. If like say the leader of my business were to just listen to one of them, there's stuff that like eh, things, jokes, maybe things that are said that
Right,
are distasteful. There are things that are like to a professional suit and tie businessman might go, okay, that's not something I want on the face of
right,
my business.
right.
So I don't know. It's weird to me
M-
because I'm having fun here, but I am getting to a point where I go, what's the line and what am I like? I'm nervous at times, and it's just it's unfortunate. I wish I could just do what I want to do and enjoy myself and not worry about that kind of stuff. So
Right.
I don't know,
It,
but it is definitely a thought. I agree with you. You
Me
know,
and my friend Caliber kind of talked about like having that line and like a fake personality thing yesterday. Um, Not with like YouTube or anything and like publishing videos publicly or recording it, but more with the actual like going over to your grandmother's house or some shit. And this wasn't my example. This was my friend's. He was talking about how his family's like Christian and shit, and they put on like he's not religious, so he talked about how like his family's Christian. They try and press the religion on him, and like they try and like make him fake this personality, like that he just isn't a part of. And it's kind of
but
weird that like you have to like
at
put
a
on this
point,
fake shit for people.
but you don't have to.
You don't have to, but
He
like at the
also
same point,
chooses
like
to do that.
yeah, at the same point, like what, like with not with me, cause like that's not me. But like let's say within my scenario, I live in my parents' house. I can't like move
I
out at the
agree.
moment. So like,
I agree.
if they're like, oh, I'll kick you out, like if you don't keep doing the shit, that's not his scenario. Like they're not threatening to kick him out, but they ground him for 2 weeks. Let's say
Okay.
it's like you're gonna put on a fake scenario so you can play Call of Duty.
So the parental thing is difficult. I guess any of it is, but so you guys being kids is one thing. Unfortunately, at a point now, like I have the freedom where there's not a person that's really gonna.
Oh, right. But like once you're 18, once you're out, like yeah,
I
like
agree. So
like
I wasn't thinking about it from the kid's standpoint, but just at a standpoint where you create your own life. I mean, I like, and just me as an example, at this point now, I can go act how I want to act, and I guess I do choose to limit one part of my life from family out
right,
of respect. Um, but really, at the same time, it's only to I guess it's in the same sense with the Christian thing, right? But I wouldn't do it with the Christian thing. I don't do it actually. Like they're Christian, to a point, I guess. Like they go to church or whatever, saying Nana and Papa.
right.
I don't. I mean,
But
I've
they
been
I
vocal.
I don't think they really like ever forced it on me. Like I've
They
never had
did. They
like
did to me for
I,
sure.
I, I
They
remember
made
them
me go
like
to church.
taking me. I remember them taking me to church, but I don't remember them being like
But
like
is that not a force? There's no.
no. I think
You're
that's
not
just
res
introducing you like to.
Yeah, but you're not respecting my beliefs at the time. I was never once asked how I feel about it. Let's say
Okay,
I'm not a
I could
religious
see that.
person, or let's say I mean, I didn't at the time, but let's say I'm somebody who researched at 13
Right.
and I believed in something else. I was never asked once how I felt. I was
Fair enough.
taken somewhere to be preached at a certain way of thinking, and I was made to go, and there was no not going. And to be honest, it was something that made me uncomfortable with religion at a young
Yeah.
age
Yeah.
because I was never once asked how I feel. Never once.
I can agree with that then.
So at this point now, I mean, I can vocally talk to them about it, but let's say they are more open-minded than most. It's not like the
They
conversation
definitely
goes
are.
well.
Yeah.
It's not like the conversation goes well. It doesn't go very far. It's just basically like, oh, this is how I feel. Oh, this is how I feel, and that's it. But there are some religious fanatics, which aren't our
Right.
grandparents, who would not be okay with that. Oh, that's blasphemy, Like,
Yeah.
okay, well, I'm just telling you what I feel. I don't know. Actually, I just don't know. I don't even know what I feel, to be honest.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, the religion thing's really weird for sure. What were we talking about? Having to change
Yeah.
faces. But
Like
that
like being a different person, being a
that is
two-sided.
something I've never really done well.
Yeah.
I've never done it well at work. I've always been my own bullshit self, and to be honest, they have all adapted to me.
I feel like I'm a very different person by myself than I am with other people.
Okay.
I feel like I
So
change
like
myself to
even with
people.
me,
Yes,
do you think so?
definitely. I feel like I change myself
Wow.
to people. Like I change my personality based on who I'm around.
I change my personality when I'm around you.
I
I talk more shit.
right. I
I
talk more bullshit. I fuck around
I
more. I
I
laugh a lot.
act more I act more
Childish. Fuck around.
I don't even know if it okay,
I don't know
but
if child. I don't know if childish is the right word, but like
I have shit that comes up where I'll make comments about certain things that I just know that are funny that I think for a while you thought I was this like um I don't know how to put it. My view on women. You used to make comments where you'd be like, "No," and it's like I'm making jokes about this stuff though. Like whenever I say like, "Oh, that I don't even know what to say." Like, "Oh, that bitch," or what like just stupid shit where it's like I would never say that to my girlfriend or
right. Yeah.
somebody. Like it's me
Yeah.
and you talking past the
Right.
point like
Right.
and then I might even and this is what's funny too, and I guess it is putting on a face, right? Stories kind of get embellished whenever you tell them to your brother or your friend or whoever it might be, where things go on and you go, yeah, and I tell that bitch, fuck you or whatever. And really, like, the conversation was like, hey, like, how can we solve this? You know what I mean? Like,
How can we solve this?
you know what I mean? So,
Yeah, yeah, that's
but I
so
wouldn't tell you that because it doesn't. I want to have fun with you. So to me, it's like the story is funner and we have more fun like talks whenever it's like, yeah, and I told that bitch fuck you, and you go, ah, you know what I mean? And
right.
it, and that's how, and that, because really, it didn't matter if I told you, hey, we said we're gonna talk about things and work things out. Or if I tell you, hey, I told that bitch to fuck off, right? Either
Right.
way, it was just a story that we're gonna talk about, but we laugh on one way, or we're like, you're just like, oh, good for you, okay, you know what I mean? And that's like, you know what I mean? And
Right.
I don't need that. I want the laugh. I'm going for the laugh always. So, um, I guess that is a bit of a face, right?
Right,
I'm a
but like
lot.
with other people, like at like say my lunch table at school, like but I probably not probably. I feel like I react differently to each person. Like I
Okay, I
not
agree. But you should, right? You have different levels of respect for different people. You have different levels of relationship with people.
like I
So,
when I say react, I mean like
but what I'm
react's
saying
the
is
wrong word. I mean like I change like I feel like I
one
change faces.
one guy at your table might be able to say, "Hey, fuck you, Joey," and you go, "Ha ha." And then another guy might go at your table and go, "Hey, fuck you, Joey," and you go, "What the fuck did you say, man?"
Yeah, yeah, for
Like,
sure.
so like this has happened between me and you. I know I can push boundaries with you that some people cannot, but I've also pushed boundaries too far with you sometimes where you get mad, you know?
Yeah.
Um, um, I mean,
I had one thing in mind as soon as you brought that up, and
cupcakes
it's already getting me angry, man.
cupcakes taste good. Just not
Fuck
if you
you,
don't
bro.
not if you don't
Ah.
want them to taste good at the time. Um, so that's a story for the podcast. Oh wow,
Wow,
Joey, come on, come on,
that
come
already
on,
made
come
me
on,
need
come
it,
on.
bro.
Joey, that's a story for the podcast. Come on, man.
Ah.
I don't have much more time. I'm ready to lay down. We got time for the
So,
story.
so, do you want to tell it? How do you want to tell it?
Well, let's
What's your
do both sides.
perspective?
Let's do both sides. I'll do my
Cause,
perspective, you do your perspective.
all right.
Okay? So I get called. Calm down, calm. Woo-sa. So
Woo.
I get called from your mom first, and she goes, "Hey, we're gonna have a party for grandma." I go, "Okay." She goes, "Hey, we're gonna have a party for grandma over at Sandy's house, and you know a bunch of people. You could probably get a bunch of people that know grandma that can make grandma feel like she has people there, right?" Um, so my whole goal is to try and call people and get as many people over to Sandy's house to get to this party. And then I find out that nobody's like there wasn't going to be a cake. Nobody got her a steak. Nobody thought about getting her a drink. Like I'm trying like if we're doing a party, this is supposed to be things that she likes. I'm going out of my way to get all these things. And so I go pick her up a filet as her favorite cut of steak. I go pick her up a Black Russian because that's the drink that she wanted, and I go pick her up some cupcakes. So the party's going good. Everything was fine. Everything was really everything was fine at this point, but it didn't go. It did not go well. So Grandma has her. I think Grandma already had her steak. Grandma got her drink, and then I'm chilling inside, and I look over at you grabbing into the cupcakes. And I go, "Hey man, I got those for grandma." And this is the problem with
See,
us fucking
you didn't
this is
say you got those for grandma, cause I
I
didn't understand you. Cause
I
when you
definitely did.
no, you said that grandma hasn't got one yet, and I said I asked grandma if she wanted one. She said no, and I was getting one for me, and like
Okay, let me tell my
but
part
the
first. Don't interrupt me, goddammit. Let me get my
uh
grievances out. You get to do your second. So, now he may be right though. To be honest, I may have said grandma didn't get one first. I don't remember that, but I do remember specifically because I said it a couple fucking times.
yeah,
I,
you
I
said it twice, three
I'm
times maybe.
I'm almost certain I said I got those for grandma and this is what I was gonna get at. This is my problem with fucking around with you so much, and I run into this with Sean too, where I will say things and then neither of you take me seriously because of how often we fuck off. And I don't know where you were in your head at the moment or what was like
I
everything was
wanted
there
a
was no
cupcake,
issues at
bruh.
the huh?
I wanted a
What?
cupcake. That's what was in my
Okay.
head. I was hungry.
Okay. But all I'm saying is I just know that I was trying to convey the message that I got those for grandma, and most people would think at a birthday party, the birthday person gets the cake first. I didn't have time to get her a cake, and there wasn't a cake there, so the next best thing was a cupcake, and I was trying to convey let grandma get one first. But you took it anyways, which was fine. And I've been working on my own anger issues, so to be honest, I was gonna let it go, but I was fuming about it. I was fucking heated. I'm like, God damn it! I told him fucking three, two, three, four times, like, yo, that's for grandma. And Ryan looked over at me and saw I was getting pissed. And he obviously he was standing right there, so he heard what was going on. So when he looked over and saw I was getting pissed, he goes, "Yo, do you think I should shove it in his face if he wants the fucking cupcake so bad?" And as soon as he said that, my anger of like, "Oh, you took it," went to like, "All right, yeah, haha." Like, if he wants it, this will be a funny. I don't even know. It went from anger to comedy. Like, okay, like you get what's coming to you. But I did not at this because it happened so fast. I did not at this time think my little brother has anger issues and he probably will not take this right. And if it was me, it either would have I told Ryan this. It either would have been you taking it funny, probably not, or you hitting me. But the fact that it was Ryan
I
It
held back
it
immediately.
allowed you to fume, but not
I
assault.
I didn't hit him because I understand that I can probably get charges.
So
He wouldn't charge
so
me though, but yeah.
so end of the story is, yeah, Ryan shoved a cupcake in his face, and it did not go over well. I mean, unfortunately, you know, things happened and people are bitching and whatever. But I mean, everybody as far as me, Ryan, and Joey are all solved now. It was kind of bullshit and dumb. But afterwards, it taught me a good lesson because I realized that even if I don't act out of, I don't want to say hatred because I didn't like hate you in the moment, but out of spite or anger, even if I don't act out of anger, because because me and Ryan, I grew up with Ryan. Ryan was in my high school. Like you're saying, when you're around me, your inner child comes out. When I get
Right.
around Ryan, we do foolish shit. So as soon as he says "ha ha," I'm like "ha ha." So
Right.
I see. I went straight to that, but I noticed that even going out of comedy, out of a quick, I should have thought it through. I should have told him no. Definitely, in the moment I should have said, "Hey man, that like whatever, dude, just let it go." Like, because and this isn't to go against you. Everybody there understood where I was coming from, but I guess now on the outside looking in, if you went to grandma and asked her first, and then you look at it and go, "Well, I want a goddamn cupcake," because she didn't fucking want one. I do understand a little bit, but I think it comes from, and you wouldn't know this because you don't have one yet, but it comes from like the parent mindset where the kid always gets the first piece of cake, like the birthday kid. You know what I mean? Um, so I don't like in my brain goes, grandma needs to get the first fucking cupcake. But like you going and asking her, "Hey, will you get a cupcake?" and her saying no differs from, "I'm going to go get the cupcake and I'm going to deliver her the first cupcake." That would have been how I would have handled it. Not and I'm not saying I expect you to do that. I'm saying like if I would have been able to do it first, she wasn't done with her food yet, I don't think. I would have just taken the first cupcake and taken it to her and then go, "Okay, cool. She has her goddamn cupcake. Even if she never fucking eats it, she got it first." That was my thought. However, the resulting situation was really unintended. It was a spur of the moment situation, and I definitely felt bad afterwards because it was a decent party, and there was elements that were going on that weren't really known to everybody that solidified a rift that may or may not be happening. And unfortunately, this was the first coming of everybody kind of getting maybe back into a groove, and then there was a problem which I caused, or at least partially caused. So yeah, I felt bad immediately after that, and then in the end, it made you look bad. And I'm trying to get people to understand, well, I'm 26 years old and I made a childish decision. You're looking at a 17-year-old who, I mean, we know you've been diagnosed with anger issues. Not to say like there's no pity for you. You need
Right.
to
Yeah.
deal with it. Like we
Yeah.
all have to deal with our
I have to
problems.
take care of my shit. Like I
Yeah, yeah,
understand
yeah.
I have problems
But
and like
but what
whatever.
I'm getting at, you are 17, you are still a kid at 17 years old, and this is what's weird because I talk to people and I'm like, do you not remember where I was at 17? The level of disrespect I had at 17 years old. Um, but I feel bad that there was a it pointed you out as a problem to people, and that was not my intent. Um,
Um.
but that is how I will end my end of the story.
Um. See, everything's the same all the way up till the cupcake thing. I mean, even then it's the same really, except I didn't really get like when you were talking to me, I didn't understand at the point that like what you were saying. Like I didn't understand like, oh, first birthday cake. bullshit. Like I didn't. It's not even bullshit because like I understand, like I get like where you're coming from, but like it's I didn't understand that in the moment. I was just like, bro, I want a cupcake. I'm hungry. And I was just getting the cupcake, and when Ryan shoved it in my face, I yeah, I just couldn't. I didn't take it well at all, and
You didn't.
um, yeah, I got extremely mad. I think I had other things going on that day as well, but I'm really honestly not sure. But it I didn't take it well at all, and honestly, like I didn't feel like I was getting. Um, this is probably like not right to say. Hmm. Hmm. This is not towards you or a few other people, but I felt like I was being really disrespected and treated like shit, to be honest, and it was pissing me off to begin with. So as soon as I
Okay.
got hit with the cupcake, other than
Who,
like I
uh,
don't want to say names because they might
how were
listen
you
to this.
getting disrespected?
I don't want to talk about it because they'll know. It's not the point. I felt like I was getting really disrespected and treated like shit. And when I got hit with the cupcake, it wasn't Ryan that was treating me like shit before. I'll say that. But that was just another layer where I'm like, bro, I don't even want to be here in the first place. No disrespect to grandma. Like it's her birthday party and I want to be there for grandma, but like I felt like I was getting treated like shit. Like if I feel like an outcast at the family reunion, I don't want to be at the family reunion. You know what I mean?
Now, but let me ask you this, because I've been in your position. I mean, obviously we're different people. We have different lives. I was at a different point at 17, but at the same time, I do see a lot of similarities in your reactions and your attitudes and your responses and just the way you react. I was very similar. I had a very, very weird look on family and certain people in family. Um, and I'm just asking you this for my own question, or see if you've noticed it, or maybe if you think I'm completely crazy. I caused a lot of the rifts that were in place that I looked at and thought other people were causing within the family. So I found myself feeling excommunicated, for lack of a better term, disrespected in certain instances, probably from the same person that you may or may not want to talk about. There was at one point where we did not get along very well, and I continually felt like there was a disrespect there. And with other people. I mean, dude, the kind of shit I used to say to grandma, I mean, I've talked to her about it, obviously, and made amends as much as I can, um, but with a lot of people. But as I grew up, I started realizing that I actually distanced myself from the people.
I'm not
I
I'm not saying I don't think I'm a part of it. Like I think I've definitely like contributed to a factor of it because I don't want to like it's weird because I think that there was disrespect originally, like the respect that like the disrespect that is given as it's weird because
well,
it's hard to frame because when I'm saying this like I mean like respect that they're like, oh, I want you to respect me, and but they don't really respect you or view you as a person because you're a
this
child.
this is the problem
And
with adults.
yeah,
This is the problem with adults because they don't treat you with any
they
sort of
they don't treat
respect.
like when I told them my computer was 4.5 grand, like they told me like, are you sure you don't mean 450? Like I worked for it. It's kind of it's and like that's a dumb like example. Like that's a terrible example. But
Yeah,
um
that's people just not understanding what you do.
right, like that's a terrible example. But like what I mean is just like diminishing my intellectual value, my ideas,
Now let me just
my value, I guess, as a person because I'm
let me just bring
where
this
I'm
up.
at in my life.
let me just bring this up. At your age and continually until you, I don't even know how to, I don't, they're really, I can't set a limit on it, but specifically at your
Until you prove
age,
yourself.
you feel like you need to prove yourself. So every instance that somebody doesn't show you the respect that you feel like you deserve, which you probably do. I mean, at a time, it's different. I mean, we've lived different lives, but at a time, I remember being in the exact spot. I remember being in the exact spot where people didn't be. Uh, I don't know how to put it. People didn't show me that I had done things, and I was continue. I mean, I'm still doing it today. I was continually trying to add to my repertoire of knowledge, of achievements, and unlike you, who has stayed in school, I actually solidified my spot as a loser whenever I dropped out and had a kid at 16. And I
Not
I was,
really.
huh?
I don't think so. Um,
No, not by your standards, but this is the problem with adults. This is
yeah,
the problem with adults. Immediately, whenever that happened, you couldn't understand. I mean, I guess you could, but the, the
the
change in people,
yeah, they're
the
not like
the the
they
treatment that I received that differed from previous treatment, the look that people used to give me, the the pity almost that people would give me. There was a time when I called grandpa and I was working already, making decent enough money, but still living paycheck to paycheck. So I didn't have anything saved up, but I needed a vehicle.
you needed a
And
what? Hey, you
a
lagged out.
vehicle, a
Oh, okay.
vehicle. Um, I was already had a decent enough credit score that I was assuming I'd be able to get a loan, but I had never experienced getting a loan, didn't know anything about getting a loan, and I called my grandfather because he's somebody that I respected at one point in my life. He's somebody that I felt like I could call if I needed help with something. So I call him and I go, "Hey, um, I need a car." And I'm probably 18, 19. I'd probably just started at my new job, but I had a year and a half in the field in my other field. I was starting to get some legs under me. I just need to get a fucking break, man. And not even a break because I wasn't this is what's crazy. I'm calling to just figure out how to get a fucking loan from a bank or somebody.
Right, like actual yeah,
Official, like I
like
want
an
to pay
official
somebody
loan. You weren't
back. I want to
asking
get
them
a
for a loan.
I didn't even fucking bring up give me money. I go, "Hey man, I need a I'm looking at this truck. They want it was from work." I go, "Hey, it looks like they want $1,500 for it." I go, "Do you know how I can get a small loan?" Because I looked into getting loans, but everywhere I found you, they want you to take $10,000 for some ridiculously high interest rate, and I don't need $10,000. I was looking for a beater. At the
Right,
time, I wasn't in the market for a nice new car. I couldn't afford a nice new car, you know?
right.
And I go, "Hey, do you know how I can get a small time loan?" And he immediately goes, "Sean, we don't have any money for you." And I go, "Well, I'm not asking for money." I go, "Do you know how I can I need to get a vehicle. Do you know how I can get a hold of a loan?" And he goes, "Sean, we don't have money for you. I can't get you a vehicle." And he hangs up on me. I I mean, that's the end of the story. I don't even know.
Hmm.
It hurt me at the time. It really hurt me at the time because I had and what it did is it opened up my eyes to recognize that people were looking at me like I was looking for a fucking handout or that I even needed a fucking handout. They were looking
Yeah,
at me like a bum, like a
yeah,
charity case. Like a like everybody was expecting me to show up on their doorstep at some point and go, "Hey, I can't handle this." And from day one I did handle it. It hurt the fuck out of me, man. Um, but where were we coming from?
the disrespect, like
The disrespect,
like the
it's
point of view that
almost
adults have on children practically.
it it's almost
Because like I'm not considered a
unavoidable from
person.
most. And I think this is why, because I experienced that from day one, I try to treat you like a person. When you guys moved back down here, I never tried to make you feel small in any sense.
No,
I've
I feel like my opinion's been heard. I mean, like I feel like we've had conversations and you sit down and you're like you actually sit down and explain things from a different perspective that might be needed and like and or listen to mine if you believe it's a valid opinion. Like even if you don't believe it, like you still like take it into consideration and like look at it from like a different perspective than most. But I think that's also because of our close age range too.
I guess, but I mean I was young when I had Sean, but I mean almost always I've spoke to Sean as a person.
Right.
I try
Yeah.
I try to give him his opinions. I try to give him his facts if he thinks he has them, and I hear him out. And we discuss it if I feel like it's wrong, and or we discuss it if he proves me wrong.
Right.
We discuss it. We get to it. It's a real pity um that people feel that their age grants them this power, or even um
Uh,
I don't want to say class, but their status in the world.
right. Yeah. Like even then, like going back to the fake faces thing that we were talking about earlier. Like like this is kind of a bad example, but at the same point, not really, because it's kind of it's weird that I have to change myself. What I mean is like say going to grandma's. I have to like if I go to grandma's, I'm supposed to watch my mouth and not like say a cuss word. Like
But
I,
that's changing yourself based off of your parents.
right, that's not my parents. That's grandma. That's mom and dad. Like that's every like that's the
Um,
family as a whole. I don't think that's the
but I
but
don't.
point
I
point
don't. Never
right,
have.
but I'm in a house.
I agree, but
So
even when I
at 18, I like I don't really either. Like you see me like you saw me that day with the cupcake. Like I didn't. But like what I'm getting at is they look at me and they're like, "What? Why are you saying fuck?" And like maybe because when I think, do you give a fuck? Like this is the like I'm gonna quote Gary Vee here, but do you give a fuck about your employees? Rather, do you care about your employees? It's just how I think, and like and
well, not only that, let's be honest, it's the most hypocritical thing for your
right,
parents in
because
particular
they
to
literally
do.
fucking cuss and yell all the time, and like what? Like who are you to tell me I can't?
It was
It's
actually one of the things that I had to, I mean, make sure I did not do, was create a household of anger. I and it's weird because I do wonder how much of it is the childish mindset, but I remember that household always being anger, yelling and screaming and issues and hectic, and you know when dad wasn't tired, he was mad. He was either
yeah,
passed out on the couch or he was fucking yelling at me, you know.
yeah,
Um and your mom was hit or miss. It was really weird. Your mom would be really cool to me sometimes, and uh, and, uh, sometimes not. And sometimes it was maybe because my dad was home and he was in a bad mood, and sometimes she had her own bad mood. And everybody has bad moods,
right,
but my lifestyle here is a whole 180 from what I experienced. And honestly, when I get around people that are even like that, it gives me anxiety and makes me want to leave. Like
yeah,
I don't want to be a part of that ever again. I
Yeah.
hated it. I hated every moment of it. Part of the reason why I didn't live there. Um, yeah, it was that was difficult. But so what I'm getting at is it's weird that they would expect you not to. I mean, as parents, what they do is set an example, and then as
Right.
a kid,
Yeah. But I think
you pick
you
up
can
on that.
also cuss and like use cuss words in a manner of expression correctly and use it where it doesn't hurt your intellectual value, where you can use it and it it
No,
just
it's just because all they've ever
add as in
experienced,
add as an
all they've
adjective
ever experienced has been ignorant people that
using it.
that use curse words.
Right.
And people have made this set thing that
Stigma.
if you curse, then you must be an ignorant person. However, I can sit here and have a nice long conversation with somebody and I might say fuck every 3 words, but I'll
Right.
also be able to convey my message and discuss something and really dig deeper than most people do in most of their lives.
Right.
So yeah, it's a weird thing. I actually I remember now grandma my situation was a little different. Grandma didn't really curse. So it was kind of a disrespect thing when I first started doing it and she would call me on it. And I still to this day don't watch my mouth around her. And I don't watch my mouth around
Yeah.
my grandparents either.
But like I still feel like even if they don't like it's weird, right? Cuz like trying to force the ideology that curse words are bad on a child like kind of stigmatizes the fact that they are bad. Like and like using the words as an adjective in a correct manner could like still be used fine and like not hurt you. So I think even like with grandma where she doesn't use them because she really doesn't often. Like
Not
that's
really.
not really. I've heard her cuss maybe twice, like 3 times, but I don't know. It's a little weird because like I don't think I don't think it's an issue because I'm not using it like if I say fuck you to grandma, yeah, that's an issue. Like you shouldn't look at your grandmother and like be oh fuck you grandma, like
I've told her
whatever.
that.
Well, like I'm saying like as a joke you could do that
I
and
I
grandma
gotcha.
understands it. I kinda like it depends on where it's at like and where it's
Yeah.
placed correctly, you know. But like I mean like actually legitimately like saying fuck you like being
I
pissed
understand. I
like
understand. Yeah. It's
but
kind of it's kind of like the same thing with the religion thing though. So
I like I shouldn't have to put a fake face on to impress you.
you're
I should like I shouldn't
expecting me to adhere to what you believe
like
is the
just because you're
proper
on a
way of
diet
being.
doesn't mean I shouldn't eat your food.
Yeah, if you don't say fuck, cool. I do.
Right.
And what else is weird? I mean, I had this issue when I was up there maybe last time and the time before that. They had the girls were there, and I said something, and Papa goes, "Well, it's one thing if you want to do it around your kid, but the girls are here." And I go, "Okay, like let's be real. You think these girls aren't gonna hear this in their life?
No, like it's crazy. Like they have YouTube, they have access to so many things on the
What
internet.
is
Like
them hearing me say this gonna really change their lifestyle?"
your kid Googled Santa Claus is real or not. You don't think they can find a curse word?
I understand
No,
completely. I
like
agree.
come on.
It makes no sense. It makes no sense to me. And then it's like, and then okay, if doing that and they find me as an ignorant person that they don't want to listen to, that's more power to them. That I'm completely fine with that.
Right.
I've found myself I'm whole. I have no reservations as who I am and what I'm doing. It's really weird to me when people set these
I,
standards and they expect you to adhere to them. If your standards are set and you hold yourself to them, I'm doing you no harm at all.
I think I think the best way to handle the situation, to be honest with you, like, and obviously I'm not there, or not there. I'm not in like that position because I don't have a kid or whatever. But I think the best way to handle the situation is just to teach them how to properly use it, and I even like tell them, oh, use this curse word. Like, don't tell them to say fuck, but like
I've
tell
I've said I've been
explain that
completely
like explain to the child that like you can use curse words in a manner that's like that's fine and perfectly like capable of not making you look like an idiot. And
I've been open and honest and free flowing with my kid since
right,
day one,
yeah,
and he is the most respectful kid you will ever meet in your life. Every now and again, he has his days. I'm not saying like, let me take that back. I'm sure there's better kids, but he's a very respectful kid. He knows how to talk to people, and if anybody's, I've heard, I've said shit, and I've had him call me on it and go, Dad, you shouldn't say that. He knows his right or wrong, and he will make his judgments later on in life. And if he chooses to curse, I could give two fucks less, to be honest. If he chooses not to because he finds it to be barbarian or whatever you want to call it, more power to him as well. If he looks at me one day and goes, Dad, you're a ignorant person for the way you speak. If he chooses to judge me based off of my words and not my actions and my morals and who I am, more power to him as well. And that applies to every person in my life.
yeah,
I find it actually, if people really were to do a little bit of introspection and really look at it, they would find I'm less of the ignorant person for saying things and actually acting a different way than them acting based off of something I say, you know?
yeah.
And I think that's a good ending because I need to go.
You need to go.
So, well, we've done an hour. It's been about an hour, right? Where are we at?
Yeah. Hour 11.
Hey, that's good. That's good. We don't need to do 2 hours. I'm tired, bro.
Fair enough.
So this has been the Slim Chances podcast. Thank you for listening.
This has been the No Bullshit Podcast. It's been fun. I do want to say this has been a little bit more of a serious podcast. It's
It
serious
was.
toned,
It got a
so
little deep, bruh.
yeah.
We might have to go back and listen to this one.
I don't think so. I mean, we can definitely listen to it. I always want to go back and listen to our shit, see what we do. Maybe clip out some shit if we want to, whatever. But
Right.
I think I think that was good.
I think it was good too.
I
Yeah,
don't think it was bad. Um, yeah, it was more of a serious tone podcast. So
definitely. Yeah, and we haven't really done. I've done a couple of those, but
there was
I
some
haven't done.
jokes. There was some jokes in there, but I haven't. That was the first serious tone. I am going to make a disclaimer video for the podcast. So not for this one. I do want to say like for all of my podcast. Disclaimer: if you're watching this shit, I know it's at the end of the video, but like if you're watching any of this shit on the No Bullshit podcast, on the Slim Chances podcast, no, it might be fucked up.
I agree.
It might be fucked up.
I did this whole promo, and I'll do it again. You
We
should know that these videos may make you want to turn it off. If you find the need to turn it off, please do so. If you continue to watch it, we appreciate it. Please like and subscribe. However, if any of the content makes you upset, angry, or sad, please get yourself together, go outside, get some fresh air, and fuck off.
just
Thank you.
just get out of the oven.
Are we done?
Yeah, I haven't stopped recording yet, but we are done indeed.
Peace.
Peace. Yo, even though you're not recording,
Are we
this
done?
is still the extra content gang.
Come on, man. Why do you do this every time? You told me we were
all right,
done. I
we're done.
said
Peace
peace.
out.
Peace.